It's early morning in La Rochelle, only 5 degrees. We still want to go to the fish markets and do some shopping before we return to the boat and the bucket load of boat jobs we have ahead of us. Hi, I am Anne-Lill and this is Dean. We are from Sydney. We are sailing our Bali 4.6 and sharing our journey with you right here.
We're going. So here we are in the La Rochelle market, a downtown centre of La Rochelle. Every food you could possibly want: seafood, charcuterie, meats, vegetables. Amazing. So while it's a lot of fun at the fish markets, there is a lot of serious work to do. That's why we're in La Rochelle for 2 months. We allocated to do all this after market work. Most of these things are not available from Bali, so we're adding them on ourselves.
Down at the Harbour Master in La Rochelle, and this is just a little bit of the boats here. Just having a coffee break. It's still a lot of work to go.
The idea, you've got 3 buoys in there, and the idea is to put the bow or the stern to it and then tie the stern or the bow to the wall. Now what they provided, because of the tide, were rings that just slide up and down. They're gone. So what we tried to do was go onto there and then back up. And then tie off to the bollard up the top and leave enough line. But it just didn't work. So in the end, because it was so quiet, and it may well still be when you get there, we just tied between 2 buoys. We did one on one end and one on the other. But this town, there's something special about it. I don't know what it is.
This town's called?
This is Luaka. So I've written that on there. So you go in there, you take your tender in, and you get out onto and around that is, again, it's just this. It's a sleepy town, but everybody comes out at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon and has a drink in the bars around here.
One item we had in our to-do list was to purchase some bikes. So that once we get into a harbour somewhere, we're able to get around town, do some shopping, and do all the sightseeing. We had a look online for e-bikes. We are 60, so we want something that will allow us to power up the sometimes steep hills. We looked online for e-bikes that had 20-inch wheels and also were e-bikes. There are not as many that have large wheels. You can get a lot that are light and with very small wheels, but they're not great for going over rough terrain. So we did some research and found a company called Go Bikes, which are based in England. They were founded by an ex-McLaren engineer. They had a dealer in France, and he delivered the bikes to our boat. They are not the cheapest bikes that you can get by any means, but they're also the lightest that we found. They're only 17 kilos with the bike, with the battery already plugged into them, and it allows us to fold them up, put them in our dinghy, take them to shore, unpack them, and off we go to do sightseeing or shopping. if you saw our episode a couple of episodes ago where we talked about the very large spreadsheet we developed listing the literally hundreds of items that we would need for the boat, you will now see the result of that from UShip, who are fantastic. They shipped to us directly to the boat a very large number of literally hundreds of items, from spare parts, emergency equipment, life rafts, everything you would need, we think, to be able to safely and successfully go out to sea.
In 200 metres, at the
Well,
roundabout,
here
take
we
the
are.
second exit.
Since we didn't have enough boat jobs lined up, we are at IKEA in Nantes.
2,000 years later.
We needed a bit of a break from our usual boat work, but, you know, to outfit a boat properly, you do need a visit to IKEA. In my book, not a bad thing, but Dean, he might not agree.
Bonjour. 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 I'm Dean. Oui, si, on s'est déjà vu, oui. Oui, on était venu. Bonjour. On était venu SDI. Oui, c'est ça. Huge.
One of the largest jobs that we had to do was to have installed an entirely new frame out the stern of the boat to support our 4 300 watt solar panels. We contracted SDI, who were absolutely fantastic. They delivered the frame, as you'll see, in one very large piece. Beautiful workmanship, all curved steel, not just straight pipes, but all beautifully designed to be mounted directly on the back of the boat. We also decided to upgrade the davit. The davit that comes from Bali is really designed for a lighter dinghy than what we were getting. So they re-engineered that in thicker diameter steel and put that in place of the old one. So you'll see them installing that. Happily, one of the installers in a previous life had actually been an acrobat, and using his best acrobatic skills, he climbed onto the top of the solar frame and was able to spot weld a new bracket for our steaming light. For any of you who have done any steel welding, you'll know that's not easy in itself, let alone hanging from the steel above the ocean and one-handed tack welding the frame on.
Today's status report. It's an awful mess. Everything is happening at once. It's just horrible. Solar panels, boxes and whatnots absolutely everywhere. I don't even want to go down to my cabin bed. Hopefully in a couple of days it will be better. Down on the port side though, they are diligently working on installing our new lithium batteries. Hooray!
Another project was installing a new anchor. Most of the charter boats or charter design boats, which Bali is no exception, come with a reasonable anchor and generally about 60 metres of chain. But most serious cruisers will tell you need probably 100 metres of chain and a bigger anchor. So we invested in a ultra anchor, a 45 kilo rather than the existing Delta 40 kilo. We kept the Delta as a spare. So the chain arrived, the new anchor arrived. We put little indicators, little colour indicators into the chain at each 10 metre mark, so if the chain counter didn't work, we would be able to see exactly how much chain we had out. So that arrived directly from UShip, very heavy, but we were able to swap out our old anchor chain and anchor for the new 100 metre stainless steel chain. There is our new anchor. Looks very shiny, all stainless steel. very heavy. We actually looked at a lot of reviews done by a lot of channels like Sailing Fairhile and others to pick the Ultra anchor as the best. So we got the anchor back onto the boat eventually. You can see around the marina, we had a beautiful day for doing this. It was still winter in La Rochelle, but you can see some of the 5,500 boats that are in La Rochelle. And in most cases, there were so many catamarans there, they were double rafted up. So the challenge to us in getting the anchor on wasn't so much getting the chain on, but the question is, what do you do to finally get the anchor from the boat, from the dock to the front of the boat? Various suggestions were made. We were going to tie a rope to it and another rope to Ben standing on the shore and slowly lower it in the water. We had visions of Ben then being launched into the harbour because of the weight of the 45 kilo anchor. So we finally decided the best thing to do was just to drop the thing straight into the water, and then we winched it back onto the boat. Job successfully done, 100 metres of chain and beautiful new stainless anchor, all perfectly launched, perfectly loaded onto the Queen Lizzy 2. On your sailing boat, as you're going to each country, you need to be flying a courtesy flag for whatever is the relevant country. Normally the lines to fly those are not installed on the boat. There is a fitting on the spreader that you can actually connect that. So we sent up our good friend and victim Ben up the mast to put a new little pulley on the connection up on the spreader so we could run our lines up for our courtesy flags and other flags like club flags and our Norwegian flag for our Norwegian crew member.
Yeah, yeah. After we have a lot of cruise everywhere, and it's not really good. Okay, I check with Jin. Okay, perfect. And if you can make it quickly, yep, he can come to give you the new one. Okay, perfect. On the chat. Okay, fantastic. Okay.
All right, merci.
Merci. Solar panels finally on.
C'est our dinghy. Yep. No,
Still working on it, so we'll see how it looks when it's finished.
So they put in.
There's Dean showing his parents how it looks.
Well, yeah, it does. It gives you extra protection as well.
Another grey day, unfortunately, but a parasailer has arrived. We've got a fingers blown up. We've got the barbecue set up. Well, sort of, at least it's on a box where we're gonna have it. And I think he's running around doing boat jobs, filling water, and also trying to fit the gas pipes into this sink. Oh, that's a nice little visitor today. Look at them. They're swimming around and being very happy.
No? Would you like a cracker? That mum and dad, do you think?
Nope, husband and wife.
Husband and wife?
Join us next time when we tackle our first haul out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy sailing and the cruising life, please like this video and subscribe to follow our journey.